والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وآله وأصحابه أجمعين. I begin in the name of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, who is the most kind and the most merciful. I send salutation to Rasulullah and his family. Without any waste of time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Without any waste of time, I would love to introduce my topic. My topic is the impact of global capitalism on the Muslim Ummah. And I will be looking at my topic in 3 points. In the first point, I will be defining what capitalism is all about. And number 2, the standing point of Islam when it comes to capitalism and the exploitative activities of capitalism. And then the last point that I will be looking at is where the Muslims are caught up. First of all, some of us, or all of us, might, one way or the other, came across this word before, capitalism. But what is it? There are 4 points that I just wanna mention, and that will, in a way, define what is it. Capitalism is an economic and political system which now exists in all countries of the world. Capitalism exists in South Africa, in America, in Pakistan, everywhere. Under this system of capitalism, the factors of production and distribution of goods, the lands, the factories, technologies, transport system, and all that are owned by a small minority of people. World, soft world, tangible world. The world, the earth, is owned by few people, minority of people. We refer to these people as the capitalist class. They control, they own this thing. Capitalism is a colonialist economic system which considers everybody as a cheap labor. That is what capitalism is. It's about labor. Capitalism wants you to be cheap labor. You have to work for it. It has its own workers. And capitalism considers labor. Capitalism wants cheap labor. Another point that is important when I speak about this is that capitalism was used to expand the Western civilization through exploitation and oppression. oppression, injustice. It marginalizes the people. It has little to do with the poor. It has little to do with the weak people. Unfortunately, my brothers, today our common sense is the same capitalism. Never mind, we may be Muslims. In our communities, you see these capitalistic tendencies. Our common sense is very Eurocentric, very Western. You see little mark of Islam in us. 90% of our life, our business, our going up and down, you smell this evil economic and political whatever around us. So we think Western. Why is it like that? Because we use categories that was imposed on us by the colonial masters. Remember, the colonial masters have their own way of maneuvering, and capitalism was the economic system of the colonial masters. Let me just take you through few, disadvantages and wrongs of this colonial and evil economic system that is running our world today. Number one, capitalism does not provide for those who lack competitive skills. If you don't have any skills, they don't need you. You are a useless person. This is not like in Islam. We don't see this in the teaching of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Nabi Muhammad is rahmatun lil alameen. He came for all. He came for the poor. He came for the marginalized. But capitalism says no. We choose. There are few that we can work with them. If you are not skilled, if you don't have anything in your hands, capitalism or the bosses, the owners of this political and economic system have nothing to do with you. Capitalism has nothing to do with the elderly people. Today, when your parents brought you up and now they are 70, 80, you know what they do? They take the parent to old age. You take your mother who gave you milk, your father who strived, suffered for you. At the age of 80, you take him somewhere on top of the mountain. Ya Allah, look at the teaching of Nabi Muhammad alayhi salatu wassalam. You go to Quran in Al-Ahqaf, see the way Almighty Allah tabarak wa ta'ala speak about parents. In a way, Islam has always stand firm against this kind of thinking. Capitalism has nothing to do with offense. They may come here, bomb you, bomb this location. Father and mother will die, but what do they do with the offense? They've got little to do with the offense. That is the capitalism, the system that is there, the system that is ruling all of us. Capitalism has nothing to do with the widow. Who is the widow? If you have nothing, if you are not a guru, if you don't have something, what it takes capitalism has nothing to do with you. Number two, capitalism does not promote equality of opportunity. Capitalism survives on injustice. It is not about you being equal. It promotes Mr. A and demotes Mr. B. This is what capitalism is doing. Look at our world. Those who are poor become poorer. And those who are rich become richer. That is capitalism. Described in a brief way, in a simple way. I am taking you to the point. Capitalism is immoral. Rasulullah Huda Nabi, when he came, Quran described him as a person with moral, a Nabi with moral, excellent moral. Kholiqin Azim. Your moral Nabi is excellent, is highest. And this is the example that Muslims are supposed to be following. Let me explain the immorality of capitalism. Give me your attention, brothers. They cause conflict. Capitalism survives when two countries are fighting. When two people are fighting. This is where capitalism thrives, survives. They sell weapons to two countries that are fighting. I remember giving an example in the same masjid. If twins are fighting, Hassan and Al-Hussein are fighting, capitalism will sell guns to both of them. Never mind that they have the same father. They give you gun, they give your own brother gun. Because they will make money. This is the economic system, the political system that is ruling you and I today. It is about profit. If you come back to Islam, there is a point where Allah says making money is not important. When azan is made on the day of Jumu'ah, you have to do what? Leave it and go. In capitalism, it's about money, 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 money. It's about profit, profit, profit. It is about dunya. It does not care where the money comes from. If you go to the teachings of Muhammad, it says you have to be very careful where you make your money. So capitalism, it is a dangerous ideology for us. Islam does not agree at all with the capitalist framework. Why? Because of its evil. Because of its exploitative, nature. Islam encourages justice, generosity. Al-adl wal-ihsan. This is what Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala speaks to us. Anything that does not come with justice, generosity, Islam does not agree with it. In Islam, you are forced in every year to purify your money in the way of paying zakat. Today, capitalism will kill you for giving money mahala to somebody. It is wajib, it is farad. Allah says the poor have a right in your wealth. And Allah says for you to be clean, for you to be purified, for your home to be upright, you have to give certain percentage of your money. Is our banks, is this capitalist institution doing that? Do they care about the poor people, street children? you should always look at it, observe what is happening. In fact, Islam has beautifully advised the Muslims to struggle against any mischief, whether social or economic, any taboot, any idol that will come and exploit people socially, economically. Islam said no. There is a hadith from the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, and this hadith I picked it from the words of Imam Khomeini and from the words of Yusuf al-Qaradawi, one of the great scholars of Egypt. Number one, this is particularly for those of us who hold money, who are involved in business and all that and beyond. Islam discouraged 6 important things. Number one, riba activities. Islam made it prohibited. Why? Because you cannot live by exploiting the poor people. And Islam says no to slavery. It came up with a beautiful strategy and gradually took away the idea, the concept of slavery, which Islam came and found. Today, look at our life, look at our society. Capitalism survived by capturing cheap labors. And here I also want to make a critique for all of you here. How do you handle your workers? How much do you pay them? Are this not one way or the other a capitalist tendency? Is he not a human being like you? Is this workers not the one making all the work for you? Slavery of all kind, according to this hadith, no, it is discouraged. It is prohibited. And another point, selling shroud. It's a business that is discouraged. In Islam, anything to do with the dead, we have 1,000 people in the community, one box must be used upon all of them. Whether you are a rich person, whether you are a poor person when you die, the same box that we use for burying that lady, the same box we'll use for you. Shroud. It is discouraged to be selling this thing. If this is how you make money, what will be your dua? People must die. Obviously, people must die for you to make money. If you go to where I came from, there is one box in the masjid. Hanged in the masjid. Whoever died in the society, in the community, the same box will be used for him or her. The Prophet discouraged people. Avoid the business that will force you to deal with only the rich. Certain businesses are there, like I deal with gold. I deal with diamond. If you are in this business, no poor person will ever come to you. These are all tendencies that we see today in our societies. Monopoly is another thing that the Prophet prohibited. They say on the day of Qiyamah, if Allah resurrects you as a thief, is better than for you to be resurrected as a monopolist. That is, I hide these goods. When it is scarce, when it is expensive, then I bring it to Barabasta and make a lot of profit. So Islam has a lot of teachings, beautiful teachings for us. If you go back to the capitalist, all this doesn't make sense to them. In fact, they hated Quran. Anything that exposes the evil of capitalism, obviously, will be hated. Capitalists will not speak good about the Prophet, the Islamic histories, the Islamic authorities. They will not do that. According to Mufti Taqi Usmani, look at the beautiful teachings of the Prophet. Unfortunately, the Muslims are caught. You see capitalism with the Muslims. You see the tendencies of capitalism. How many of you give zakat? How many of you have mercy on the weak? He said, the Muslim financial industry, instead of promoting the Quranic and the prophetic values, is rather following the footstep of the capitalist. Many of us cannot survive today if we do not imitate the evil system. From the banking, from what, from whatever, everything from A to Z. You smell this capitalism in our life. This is the critique of Taqi Usmani. Muslims, we have to wake up. We are being killed psychologically, physically, day by day, by this evil and political ideology. I was in Cape Town 2 weeks ago, and I was fortunate to meet great scholars. One of the scholars that I met was Farid Al-Atas from Singapore National University. You know, when he spoke about the plots where the Muslims are caught up, he mentioned the so-called Islamic economics today is a duplication of a neo-colonialism. That is his view. That is the finance, the thinking of money today is a duplication of the neo-colonialism. It doesn't matter where your kurta, where your topi, but when you think of money, you use the colonial and the capitalist framework. And he said, according to him, it is a bourgeois ideology. Because the so-called Islamic economy today is following the Western economic system. It has destroyed its own Islamic values and history. All of us, one way or the other, are responsible. The Prophet said, كُلُّكُمْ رَاعٍ وَكُلُّكُمْ مَسْئُولٌ عَنْ رَعِيَّتِهِ. All of you are like a shepherd. And one day Allah Ta'ala will ask you, you will be responsible for what Allah Ta'ala has given it to you. He used Saudi Arabia as an example. And kindly borrow me your mind. Saudi Arabia today is the pride of all Muslims wherever you are. That is where the Qibla is. That is the birthplace of our Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He said, in the name of Islam, and please be open. I want you to be broad in your thinking. In the name of Islam, shrines, historical places are destroyed in the name of Islam. The house of the wife of our Nabi Khadija was destroyed. Go to YouTube, you will see all these things. It is not hidden. But now when they destroyed, some of the graves are the graves of Sahabas, families of the Prophet, wives of the Prophets. But when they destroyed this important place, what did they do in place? They brought McDonald's, hotels, capitalist from America. In the name of what? Please, brothers, and this is documented everywhere. It is not hidden. Why am I telling you this? Saudi Arabia represents the home of the Ummah. This is where we all come together. Some few years, when your children go to Saudi Arabia, they will know where the wives of Prophet, they will know where this and that is. The problem, according to Professor Al-Atas, is let them break it. It is shirk that people are causing. But do not replace it with a great Taghut symbol. A McDonald's, whatever that is praised and taken high. Wallahi, this is what you will go and see. Today, if you are around there, if you fast, you want to break your fasting, you have to go to McDonald's. You have to go there. That is where you will be sent. Speak the truth, Habibi. Rasul is not about where you come from, it's about the truth. The Quran came for truth. Let's speak about it. So capitalism, the tendencies is there with the Ummah. Whether you are in South Africa, wherever you are, you have to be aware of this thing that is there. In conclusion, I'm looking at the time. Do I still have some time? 1 minute. Okay. In conclusion, capitalism is right in our homes. Consumerism is promoted by us. Today, masjid, you see few people. You go to the malls, it is packed. Capitalism promotes consumerism. You and your wife will fight because of overbuying. This is what capitalism is all about. Capitalism promotes the I, individualism. It's not about the community. Last point that I need to tell you. Look at the wars in Syria, Lebanon, in Libya, and all that. They go there looking for money. They kill our people. But they tell the media to tell we Muslims that this is a conflict between Sunni and Shia. Don't be fooled, brothers. Capitalism makes money from war. And when they kill to cover the crime, they will tell their own tool, that is the media. Send it, report, tell the people that it is the Sunni and Shia that are fighting. Wallahi, it is not true. Lastly, Muslims need to change the paradigm of thinking. If you change your thinking, you will change your body. If your body is changed, the entire Ummah will change. Until the Muslims go back, return to the Quran and the Sunnah of our Nabi. And what the Quran refers to, the robe of Allah.